the one who made them at the beginning. Of course, we don't have recollection of the beginning of time, and we don't have a clue to what happened there at the very moment of the beginning of creation. It is not a personal experience for any of us. However, the words of Jesus today tells us so. He is the authority as the Son of God. He refers to the beginning of times. And you know, many things were said at the beginning. If we are not convinced, maybe we need to look at some generations back from us. That in contrast with the generation in which we live right now, we could agree that commitment was taken more seriously, for example. Whereas for the people of the 21st century, it seems to be particularly difficult to manage. Recently, I read that religious orders have, in many cases, concluded that young people are not ready to make lasting commitment until later in their 20s. Therefore, vocations to the priesthood and the religious life are now a little late to say. Perhaps it has to deal with maturity. Perhaps it has to do with the goals of young people want to achieve before entering into a serious commitment. Nevertheless, it may be hard for some to make a strong commitment to something they are not able to see beyond the horizon. For some others, it is the fear of missing something, of not having such or such opportunity, to be always in a state of mediocrity, without being able to get out of there. However, today the word commitment entails a challenge that could mean sacrifice for many of us, a sacrifice that we have to make with a glowing heart at the end, since out there are commitments that we know deep in our hearts that are worth it. For example, let's go for a person who has been married for 30, 40 years. That person will know that his or her commitment to their spouse was the best commitment ever, even though if they faced any rough times. However, for a 20, 30 years old who ignores the bliss of such commitments, those years will not count. But for somebody who have gone through that experience knows that this commitment is worth it. Today, we can count on the faithfulness of the Lord, who despite our mediocrity in our performance to the commitment towards Him, He continues to be faithful to all of us. And you know, blessed are those who realize about that, since those are the ones who dare to make the leap of faith and trust God and commit themselves to love Him. So today, brothers and sisters, is a good day to make a commitment. Today is a good day to look at the cross and see how serious is God's commitment with us. Today is a good day to heed the words of Jesus, to make this sacrifice for the sake of the kingdom and commit to it with all our hearts, minds, and souls.